On the physical plane, Earth has begun its own spiritual awakening, the process of moving from a fear-based to a love-based environment. Although right now, everything can appear rather chaotic, that's the process, and it gets worse before it gets better. I believe the worst is behind us. A spiritual awakening is happening all around us and within us right now. Are you allowing it? Or have you chosen to remain asleep? An ever-increasing number of people have chosen to awaken spiritually. This awakening of our connection to divine energy happens different for everyone. For some people it can be a slow and steady process, while for others it is a spontaneous spiritual awakening. For a seed to achieve its greatest expression, it must come completely undone. The shell cracks, its insides come out, and everything changes. To someone who doesn't understand growth, it would look like complete destruction. Cynthia Kelly. Spiritual awakening. As I mentioned, real spiritual awakening is not all sunshine and rainbows. It can involve removing some very ugly and painful trapped negative emotions and energies from our past. With your continued newfound awareness, allow for these old karmic energies to be released and replaced with the light. Resistance to moving forward causes depression or pain, a physical manifestation of the energetic resistance. By going with the flow, we allow a beautiful spiritual awakening within us and ultimately add to the positive collective vibration of the universe. This process allows us to live our best life and embrace the power of positivity available to us at all times through divine energy. Once the soul awakens, the search begins and you can never go back. From then on, you are inflamed with a special longing that will never again let you linger in the lowlands of complacency and partial fulfillment. The eternal makes you urgent. You are loath to let compromise or the threat of danger hold you back from striving toward the summit of fulfillment. John O'Donohue. Over the years, I have been experiencing a steady, very intense spiritual awakening. My life has completely transformed in every area. Life is truly amazing. I have connected with the essence of my true self. As I research and talk to others about their spiritual awakening, I find that we all share very similar characteristics and events. However, some people are experiencing an awakening and don't even know it. I decided to intently create this outline of the most common signs you may be experiencing a spiritual awakening, so that you can more purposely direct your energy to the growth and expansion of it. Please do add to the conversation in the comments below if you have one you can add. Spiritual Awakening Checklist. Spirituality 1. You're creating new belief systems. Do you hold the same beliefs today that you had 5 or 10 years ago? Everyone who experiences a spiritual awakening releases old belief systems and ways of living. We begin to think outside the box and question our physical reality that we once thought was normal. We feel more comfortable breaking social norms and embracing freedom. We all have free will, and as we begin to spiritually awaken more and more, we realize that we may have not been exercising that right as freely as we could. For some of us, we escaped a mental prison. But as we evolve in our spiritual journey, we realize the mental prison was wide open the whole time. When we awaken to our truth, we realize we are free. Christy Bowman. 2. You want more freedom and less stuff. You've been finding peace in living more simply. Instead of buying more and filling every corner of your house with material possessions, you find yourself cleaning out old things and selling or donating them. You have decided that less is more. This allows the heavy burden of stuff to be released from your physical life, but in doing so, it also creates an energetic release of old stuff. Afterwards, the feeling of lightness is profound that we, consciously or subconsciously, do it more often until we find we own less and have less desire to buy more. True love and happiness cannot be found in things or from having more. Everlasting happiness comes from within. Love is not about possession. Love is about appreciation. Osho. 3. A sudden desire or change in a job or career. You're being called to fulfill your life purpose right now. Are you listening? Most people experiencing a spiritual awakening have experienced a change in job or career. If you haven't, you probably have a deep burning desire to Are you allowing fear to hold you back? Let go of any resistance, step out in faith and just do it. You don't have to know all the details right now. That's the secret in life. We aren't always supposed to know all the little details. The universe and divine energy takes care of that for us. If you've already done this, you probably are loving life right now. Your new transition was probably not easy, but well worth it. Keep going, you'll continue to be called to step up and be more. The universe loves healthy expansion. 4. You find yourself drawn to inspiration and personal development. During your spiritual awakening, you are being guided towards your best self. Who we are and who we are going to be can be seen in our daily habits. As we are drawn to the light, we look to surround ourselves with inspiration, positivity, and personal development activities. This could be in the form of physical or spiritual. For example, you may be drawn to reading self-help books, practicing yoga, meditation, praying, personal development seminars, running, walking, going to church, listening to audiobooks, etc. Live to learn to love. Learn to love to live. Love to live to learn. So that you may live the life that you yearn. Riko Dashim. Spiritual awakening 5. Deep desire to connect with nature more. We are drawn to nature because it is part of us. It allows us to step away from the material world we have built up and truly connect with divine energy, our higher power, God, Source, the universe, insert your name of choice. Nature also speaks and communicates to us if we listen closely. This is a relationship anyone can build, and people who have a spiritual awakening do. We are only really beginning to understand our deep connection with nature. Over the years, Bill Moyers has spoken with many of the world's leading authors, philosophers, and theologians about their spiritual connection to nature and all it entails. 6. You experience unusual sleep patterns. Some people who are experiencing a spiritual awakening have trouble falling asleep. What is going on inside keeps you awake? It's a burning desire, and some people know how to direct that energy while others aren't sure, and this is what is primarily keep you awake at night. Most report that they either have trouble falling asleep or they awaken at 2 o'clock and 4 a.m. If you're experiencing unusual sleep patterns, it's okay. Just don't lay there and worry. There's a lot of work going on within you. It's a natural process. The best thing to do is go do whatever it is that is calling you to do. For some it is writing. All in all, it's best to just go back to sleep. If you can't go back to sleep, try playing music. I use an app on my phone that has meditations and binaural beats. It's very healing and I fall right to sleep. Lavender, melatonin, or even a quick glass of wine helps too. Tips from my 82-year-old grandma. 7. You have increased self-talk and / or talk with your creator. Although we don't all admit it, to some degree we all do a little self-talk. It helps us to make sense of what is going on. At times we can be our own therapist. It's actually very healthy because only you truly know what you need. It's an illusion that we think we need to ask someone outside of ourselves. If you're going through a spiritual awakening, you'll find yourself doing even more self-talk. When you are alone, you may be chattering away with yourself for minutes at a time, maybe even more. It's okay, you aren't crazy. A new level of communication is taking place within you. You are allowing yourself access to your higher self, the part of you that truly knows all the answers to your own path. This is the extension of you that is connected to divine energy. The best thing to do is to continue to allow it. The conversations will increase, and they will become more fluid, more coherent, and more insightful. If you find yourself getting philosophical, heck, write it down or record it and listen to it later. Free, highly insightful therapy at its best. 8. Experiencing synchronicity. While these more than mere coincident events, called synchronicity, have always been happening, more recently your spiritual awakening has made you aware of the connectedness that is going on around you. Synchronicity is the experience of meaningful, related events that are unlikely to be mere coincidence. The concept of synchronicity was first described by Carl Jung, a Swiss psychologist, in the 1920s. These synchronizations have meaning, they are usually guiding us towards our best path, but sometimes they are just giving us a reminder that we are on the right path. Hello wonderful being, you're doing an amazing job. Synchronicity commonly reveals itself in number sequences around us, because numerology is deeply woven into creation. You may see number patterns like 1111, 111, 333, 555, etc. They are each unique to our own path and circumstances. I personally have experienced this starting when I was 16, the beginning of my spiritual awakening. Well-known, best-selling author and spiritual teacher, Doreen Virtue also believes we are being guided by numbers. When we truly understand the powerful meaning and importance of synchronicity in our life, we can use it to propel us forward and make better decisions. Synchronicity is always guiding us, it's up to us to pay attention. Oneness 9. A greater feeling of oneness. We are all connected. As we experience our own individual spiritual awakening, we realize we are not defined by our physical body. We are so much more, and our energy extends outside of us. Every person, place, and thing is in our life for a reason. We have drawn it to us in some way. This connectedness creates a deep knowing within that we are a part of everything and everything is a part of us. We are a part of our local community as much as we are a part of the cosmos. Things that were once just mere coincidence become meaningful to us. We begin to truly understand the meaning and importance of synchronicity in our life. Synchronicity is guiding us, it's up to us to pay attention. 10. A desire to eat healthier and take better care of our body. Our body is the temple of our soul. If we want to become light, we must eat light. Foods filled with light energy and high nutrition are raw foods grown from the earth. The more of these foods you put in your body, the healthier you will become. It is only natural to be drawn to healthy eating. We are born healthy eaters, it's the outside influence of the culture that we are born in that program us to eat unhealthy. Junk food yields a much higher profit for corporations. Most people who are experiencing a true spiritual awakening are being drawn to healthier ways of eating. We all have our opinion on what's best, but no one can disagree that raw, untouched, uncooked, fruits and vegetables from our Mother Earth is always the best choice. Take care of your body, it is the only place you have to live. Jim Rohn. 11. Feelings of sadness or deep emotion. Along this journey you are experiencing intermittent feelings of deep, inner sadness. Sometimes you may know exactly why and you can release and replace it with love, other times, you may have no idea. This is something we all go through from time to time. While you may not always know the reason, rest assured it has a purpose. You are releasing your past, harbored negative energy. As the emotions come up, let them go and allow divine light to fill every space it contained. Every single one. Don't allow even a speck to remain, because you deserve the emotional freedom that's on the other side. Although this process can be difficult, embrace it, bid your permanent farewell and be grateful for the release. Afterward, your spirit will be lightened and you will be filled with even more love and positive, divine energy. Divider. So there are my top 11 signs, what are yours? Thanks for reading. May your journey continue to lead you to a deeper love for everything around you, more peace in your heart, an open and receptive mind, an eagerness to continue being a student for what you think you know. You truly have no idea. The degree to which your consciousness expands, is the degree to which you understand yourself and the universe. Gina Charles.